Sup everybody, hope all of y'all are doing undeniably fan-frickin-tastic out there. I know I am, because tonight is NXT Vengeance Day 2025. And, man, with this whole NXT-TNA partnership going on, everything is up in the air as far as, like, what to expect. There's no telling what to expect, and like, we just got Ricky Starks, who just debuted this past Tuesday on NXT, and I know a lot of people are feeling a little bit worried about Ricky Starks not being able to be called Ricky Starks on NXT right now, because I don't know, I think everybody has the idea that Ricky Starks won't be allowed to call himself Ricky Starks because of AEW. But there is an idea up in this noggin of mine. The idea is this. We call Ricky Starks Ricky Stark. Just one letter changed. Just change one letter. Just drop that final S and you're completely fine. Just drop one letter. That would be hilarious. That would be freaking hilarious. Alright, but yeah. Let's go ahead and ramble about the match that's happening tonight. Alright. First up, we have a strap match between Trick Williams and Eddie Thorpe. Man, like, I really don't know how I feel about Eddie Thorpe's heel turn right now. Because I've kind of liked Eddie Thorpe for a while. And I always thought that what he's doing right now is pretty cool, but I always thought Tatanka was cool as well in his own right, but I never really liked Tatanka as a heel either. And I don't know. I think Eddie Thorpe might have some unfinished business with Luxus King whenever he gets back around to him. But, you know, I'm going to give this one to Trick Williams. Yeah. Eddie Thorpe won't have anything to worry about losing a Trick. Like, this isn't going to derail his momentum at all. So, I'm going to give this one a Trick. Alright, next up, the NXT Women's North American Championship is being defended by Fallon Henley, who takes on Stephanie LeClaire. And, man, this is the match right here. This is the match right here where all the hype pays off. Because right now, the NXT Women's Division, they have, like, a lot of top talent on their brand. Alright. And it's almost like they brought in too many good names way too quickly. Because we got Julia in there, we got Stephanie LeClaire in there, and we even got Zarya, who's waiting for something right now as we speak. But right now, I think this is it. We have Julia as the NXT Women's Champion right now, and I think it's only fair that Stephanie, she ends up becoming the NXT North American Women's Champion. So, I'm going to give this one to Stephanie. Alright, next up, the NXT Tag Team Championships are being defended by Fraxium, who defends against Josh Briggs and Yoshiki Inamura. I hope I pronounced that name right. But, yeah, like, Nathan Frazier and Axiom, I have nothing against them, but y'all, they have been champion way too long. But Josh Briggs and Yoshiki, like, that is a random tag team that just happened out of the blue because Josh Briggs went down to Pro Wrestling Noah. And I really don't get the idea of Josh Briggs being in a tag team right now, because what he had going on with Brooks Jensen, that was pretty cool. I was a fan of that. And just when it looked like I was ready to see a Josh Briggs singles run, now I see him teaming up with Yoshiki, so I'm not really clicking with that right now. But I'm gonna get this one to Fraxium. Yeah. Alright, next up. Alright, folks, so I had to film this portion of the Ring Rumblings video a day after I filmed everything else because I kind of messed up on this particular match. But for this match, we have a Fatal 4-Way Women's match for the NXT Women's Championship as Julia defends against Roxanne Perez, Cora Jade, and Bayley. And shout out to Bayley. She's been doing a lot of work lately, but man, I don't want to see her win this match. I think if anything, it's got to be Julia. But I'm also looking forward to Cora Jade turning on Roxanne Perez. Roxanne, she's been doing a good job as a heel lately. But I've also been noticing that Cora Jade has been stepping up her game too, since she has been back in her own right. So I think we may be on the verge of seeing Cora Jade actually turn babyface. We might actually see Cora Jade versus Roxanne here in the near future. But either way, Julia, I think it's best for her to win this match. Alright, next up we have Ethan Page taking on Javon Evans. Now, Javon Evans, he's good. He's really good. And I have a feeling that there's like something happening in this match soon that may be connected to a certain fraction that I've been seeing getting teased lately. And I can already tell that one of the people in that faction is Shaquan Sugars. And I have a feeling that this might be connected to Javon Evans. Three, two, one, go. Alright, next up we have Ethan Page versus Javon Evans. You know, this particular story right here had a casualty. A casualty in the form of Cedric Alexander. And that kind of breaks my heart because Cedric Alexander was just released from his contract. Just when it looked like I thought that he was finally going to be able to gain some momentum down at NXT, that was actually using him down at NXT, and now all of a sudden he's just gone. He's just gone. Like, I take that one kind of personally because, man, Cedric Alexander is a former Action Pack Wrestling champion, and I actually announced for the guy before I met him, before I became a wrestler myself. But it's a shame that Ethan injured both Cedric and Javon heading into this match. And hopefully by now, Javon, he can talk again. Hopefully his jaw is like 100% good and he can talk his crap once again. But man, like, Javon, he has made a impact down here in the Carolinas as Michael Jeffers before, but so has Cedric. Now there's another name though that I'm kind of like having my eyes on, because I was kind of hoping that this would have been a fraction in its own right. There's been a new faction. Is it fraction? There's been a new faction being teased on NXT lately of 4 silhouettes appearing. And I think I know who one of them already is. My grammar sucks today. One of those men is Shaquan Sugars. Sugars or Sugars? Whatever. And I was kind of hoping that Javon could have ended up being in a faction with Sugars and Cedric Alexander, but that wasn't the case. Now, for those of you that don't know who Shaquan Sugars is, I know him fairly well. This might be the first time a contracted WWE superstar actually knows who I am. Shaquan Sugars definitely knows who I am. To this day, at any NXT meet and greets, if you ask him who James SelfStandard is, he will know who I am. Because once upon a time, that guy used to be very lucky. Shaquan Sugars is formerly known as Lucky Ali, and I actually had not one, but 2 matches with the guy. And heck, even before he went down to the Performance Center, he came back to my city and he trained with me, and I ran a tag team match with him as my partner for that training drill, so that was pretty cool. But I know lately, Shaquan, he has been, I know lately Shaquan, he has been kind of trying to petition his way to get booked onto the show, and I think it might have worked. Because I know Washington, D.C. is his hometown. So, I think that I'm kind of hoping that the debut of that faction has something to do with this match. And if that's the case, then I'm going to give this match to the Javon Evans. I don't know where Ethan Page is going to go from here, but he's just going to get more ruthless and more heinous with his actions, which I will be all for that. So I'm going to get this match to Javon Evans. Alright, and lastly, there's another triple threat match, and this one is happening for the NXT Championship as Obafemi defends against A-Town Down Under. Now I know lately they've been teasing the breakup of A-Town Down Under, and I'm not sure if this is going to be the night it happens. I mean, I guess it's only fitting because both men, they started in NXT, and they might as well take it to NXT to end the tag team altogether. But this match is going to make Obafemi look strong, and I'm all for that because I freaking love Obafemi. And I mean, I also love Grayson Waller too, but come on. Yeah, I'm gonna give this one to Oba. I'm gonna give this one to Oba. Alright. But, yeah. Thank you all for tuning in. That wraps up another episode of Ring Ramblings. I hope you appreciate it. I hope all of you will enjoy the show happening tonight. And, yeah. Make sure all of you remember to be outrageously optimistic year-round. Booyah! I'm out.